Namaste, dzień dobry, assalamu alaikum, ciao, konnichiwa, bonjour, hola, good morning, good morning, good morning. To a late Ken at 10, I do apologise, got carried away on a phone call chatting about property, which is what we love to do here at JA. How are you? I hope you're well. We're James Alexander. We broadcast live from Southwest 16 Norbury, which is a Zone 3 commuting area, which if you're a first-time buyer and you're not considering, you should be where you've been. Come see us, come talk to us, give us a call. Or if you're selling a property in the local area, we love to chat about that. And we love selling houses and letting them as well. Just one thing I noticed today in the headlines is Boxing Day sales. Lots of people putting their property on the market on Boxing Day. I personally believe it's a myth. A lot of agents will say to you, get your house on the market for Boxing Day because everyone will look, because the stats show that everyone's looking on Boxing Day. But think it through, realistically. They've all had their Boxing Day dinner. They're bored. They've had enough TV. They flick open their phones. What do? What's my house worth? Everybody looks up house, but what's my neighbour doing? Everybody does that, right? So therefore, they're not genuine buyers. When you look at the number of viewings on Boxing Day, the answer is very few, if any. Sales, even less. So what you end up doing is you go live on Boxing Day, and guess what? You're now the one that if you didn't sell on Boxing Day, was available last year instead of the new instruction that's come up fresh and clean in 2023. So for me, it's always a myth, and it's just really a sales line for people to get you hooked on board early, really. And that's understandable because we're all going to be short stock this year because less people will be selling. That I'm sure of, because obviously there's not as much confidence around, and when there's not as much confidence around, people, especially us Brits, tend to sit on our hands. We tend to think, we'll wait and see. I'm not sure quite what we're waiting for, but if last year's anything to go by, it doesn't seem to get any better, does it? It seems to get worse. But so far, so good. It's been a really busy start. Lots of inquiries coming in from sellers. Buyers still seem to have confidence as well. Lots of viewings. We're busy this weekend. We've got offers coming in already. And lettings is just off the scale. Has been for some time, as you know, if you've been regularly viewing. Something that's happening more than ever now is that we're putting properties live for rental, and we're having to take them off the same day because there are so many inquiries coming through to us that we need to then actually stop the phones ringing because we've got more people than we can deal with just in that list alone. And then once we've dealt with that list, if we can't find the good quality people that our landlords require, then we'll re-advertise because it's that mad. So if you think of renting your property, could be a good time to consider it. Obviously, there are lots of implications for rentals, and it really, ideally, if it's something you think, should I, shouldn't I? We need to talk because it's not a decision you can make without having full knowledge. And for some people, buy-to-let isn't right. For others, it's the perfect antidote. So it just depends on your position. But looking at where the stock market is versus where rents are, it's fair to say that rents have really underpinned things financially for a lot of people. And especially as a hedge against inflation, those retirees we have that rely on these for their pension have found that they've been the best hedge against inflation one could possibly have, certainly considerably better than the stock market as well. So as far as the market's concerned today, lots of valuations, I'm pleased to report. Lots of people deciding to make changes in the new year, new start. And if it's something you're considering, then do give us a call on 0208 679 8601. Drop me an email, ken@jamesalexander.com. We're friendly. We don't bite, and we love talking shop. So give us a call if you can. I hope you're having a good day apart from that. Here in Norbury, the weather is overcast, but not too cold, actually, I'm pleased to report. Still getting a few boiler breakdowns, as you do. And the big problem at the moment on management is damp and mould. It's always a problem at this time of year. And obviously, since the tragic death of the young infant in London, everybody's worried about black spot mould, and therefore, understandably, they want to sort it out. So we have a leaflet about it. More often than not, it can be addressed, but not totally resolved. Simple fix, bleach and warm water. I know it sounds obvious, but if you've got a problem and if you attack it early, you can get on top of it. If it's still a problem, then get in touch with your managing agent. But there's several devices actually that you can just sit on the windowsill, put a tablet in, and they will absorb quite a lot of moisture. It's something we talked about before, and we found that it's been a good solution for many of our tenants, landlords, and property owners. So that's something that might be worth considering as well. But really, if you're a landlord and you've got tenants, you should be chatting to them about what they can do to reduce the impact of damp, mold, and condensation, because it's always going to be a problem when it's cold, and especially when everybody's trying to restrict the use of the boiler, because what damp and mold likes is extreme temperatures. If it's really cold, then when you breathe, that breath will migrate to the coldest surface, generally your windows or around your windows, and then that will condensate and quickly turn into water, and that water will then run down the window sills, and especially in bathrooms where you have steam coming off taps, a similar effect is there. Obviously, in the summer, it's not so much of a problem because we don't have the huge contrast in temperature. Plus, we can open windows a little bit more easily. Much harder to do now, especially with the massive fuel bills people are facing. So that's a tricky one, and there's no easy fix, but certainly it's something that we deal with daily here at JA. So I hope you're well. Hope you have a great day today. Sorry we're a bit late. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place, with the local property news. Until then, look after yourselves, and if you can, your family and friends. Ciao.